Hi, this is Annette, and we are here for another tutorial related to our West Region blog and our West Region web. This is going to be focused over here on the blog and what is a blog and how do we do this. So I'm going to begin this as a PowerPoint presentation, and we're going to start with what is a blog. A blog is a place where people are logging their ideas and keeping them in a central place that's on the web, on the World Wide Web. Ours is a little bit unique from a general blog in that ours is a private blog. Only RSCJ in the West region are going to be able to see what we're doing here, but it is the same kind of thing that we will be logging our ideas and our beliefs and the things that we want to talk about of what's important in this space together. A blogger is the person who is generating a conversation at this point or a dialogue. They may be sharing their ideas, experiences, stories, articles that they've read, books that they've looked at, and that they want to comment on. But they want to put it in the shared space, and in particular with this, they're wanting to share this with their sisters. And we, as sisters, can respond back to the blogger, and that could be coming in the form of asking a question or responding back with a reaction, making a point. It could be disagreeing or agreeing with the blogger or adding humor. The real point in doing all of this and in the point of responding is that we are getting to know each other and we're building that sense of community among us. So the blogger generates the topic, and then we as sisters are responding to the blogger and to the topic of what has been put out there. If you choose to join, there are three ways that you can engage. One is that you can write a blog post. You can be a blogger. And the real key of writing a blog post is having good content. So it could be a topic that you really want to discuss with others and bring to the table and be able to develop and go a little bit deeper or get other people's thoughts and opinions. There are two good examples that I can give of this. One that both happened in emails, but could have very easily happened in a blog where we could have exchanged there. One was when Diane Roach sent out the email asking for stories about RSCJ that were working with the poor between the years of 1965 and 1985. That question generated a lot of interest and a lot of activity and stirred a lot of memories and a lot of shared purpose that we had. Another example more recent is the question that was put out about the chapter 2016 of being human. And we saw a very rich exchange and thoughtful posts that were there. Those are typically the kind of things that you might see on a blog that we may want to bring to this space. A second way to engage is to comment on a blog post. So the blog post, again, our comment may be in the form of asking a question or giving an opinion, making a point, adding more information. Three important points on the comments. One is that the response that we're giving to the blog post is relevant, that we're not going off on tangents or taking this in another direction. We may want to start another blog post and become a blogger and make a new point, but here we want to make sure that our comment is relevant. We want to discern that our comment is going to add value to the conversation. So adding value is another one. And as we're doing this as the blogger and the people commenting, we really are building community. This is a medium of expression and information sharing, and ideally can be a place where people can creatively express themselves as well. It's sometimes when we are making comments or reacting that we can become judgmental, and the guidance that I turn to for myself is that I want in my blog responses to judge kindly and take the direction of Janet Stewart. So we want to make sure when we're commenting that we're being relevant, that we're adding value, and that we're judging kindly. The third way that we can engage is that we can peruse the posts and comments. If you're not required to make your presence known, that people do not have to know that you are coming in and looking at what is being written in the blog or what is being said in the comments. So lurking is allowed, but it is only RSCJ that are in the area that have been approved that are in this blog. So uh, that we will assure that that's the standard. So if someone is in there looking around, you can be assured that they're wearing their Sacred Heart pin. And what's most important is that what happens on the blog stays on the blog. So it is not okay to cut and paste someone's blog post and put it out to the province or put it out on the web or to share it with your best friend in another part of the world or another part of the country. It is not okay to cut and paste unless you have the person's permission to do so or would invite others to do that, or you're reposting your own statement that you could do that. So again, what happens on the blog stays on the blog. If you decide to be a blogger and to write a blog post, you can think of it as being like writing a journal post in your own personal journal, but the difference in this case is that you're willing to share it with your sisters. You're willing to put your journal entry, your blog post out and sharing it with your sisters in the Western region. There are basic elements of a blog post. One is that you have a title, which is very important because people will have a sense of the topic that is at hand and be drawn to it. You have the body of the post. Generally, the body is between 3 and 5 paragraphs is a good post length. Sometimes they'll go longer, but you really have to judge whether you think people are going to read the whole copy and if it's too long. So you may want to break it up into 3 blog posts instead of one super long blog post. An image or a picture is always very helpful and draws some more attention to that. Sometimes the image may be in the form of a video. It's also possible to post an article that people may read and be called to in that sense. We ask that if you do a video or an article that you still do the body of the post so that we understand the reason that you've done that. And then finally, your name. We won't be posting anonymous posts because the purpose is to get to know each other and to build a sense of community among us. So having our name is an important part of that. Once you've done that, you want to email your blog post to either Irma or myself. The way that it is set up right now is that we will take your blog post and put it on. We're the only 2 that can make blog posts. It's just the way that it's set up. It's a little bit cumbersome, but we're not here to censor or to do anything like that in the blog post. So we want to put those up there, and we really want to encourage the engagement. So we will make sure that that goes up. Email your title, your body of the post, the image or picture, and then your name. Send it to us and we will post it. Our blog, again, is confidential. What happens on the blog stays on the blog, and this is very important as we're building the trust and building community among us. But what's most important, that we're free to share our thoughts and our new ideas and to be creative in this space together, and that we really can build a sense of community in the region and getting to know each other. So this is just one way that we can do that in between our yearly meetings in November. But what's most important is just having a place that we can come together, that we can be, that's safe, that we can share our thinking or our art or whatever it is that we want to bring to the region and the ways that we want to be known here and with each other. But what's most important is let's just have some fun with this. So that's the PowerPoint part of this. I'm going to click out of here and just do a couple quick things. This is our webpage, www.rscjwest.org. The menu bar here at the top, here's how you access the blog. It's Friday night, I guess. So if you double click on the blog, this is the screen that will come up. The first time you have to register, so you have to put in your email, password, retype the password, hit go, That will then send an email to Irma and myself indicating that you've requested to join. If you're part of the Western region, we will approve you, and then the next time that you come, you'll be able to get in. We will do our best to stay on top of this over the next few weeks and approving people to get you in there so that there's not a long wait. I apologize for the wait, but it's the only way that we could make that happen. So now I'm going to click on the blog, and this is what it's going to look like once you've registered. So it has my name up there with my address. Here's the title of the first blog post, the photo that goes with it, going with read more, and now it comes in and there's the body of the blog post that you please go back and read. Comments that you can make afterwards at the end of that. Again, it will say who the person is that made the comment. So, and then you can respond and give the person some love that's there for making those comments. That's always nice to get. And then over on the side, you'll see posts that are featured that we don't have anything that was a default response there. The recent post, so the current post will always be in the center of this page. The most recent post will be listed right here, or you can find an old post in the archives. And we will be putting tags on this, so if you want to look up, let's say we do some a series of blog posts on social justice or racism, then you can check for those words that will be there and then go back and find the old posts that are tagged on that topic if there's a particular topic. So if we want to write about human trafficking, if there's a few blog posts that they may be coming up over time, but you can go back and log into them. So I think that's everything that I have to say tonight about a blog post and how you do that. So if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact either Irma or myself or some of the bloggers that we have in the area, that they'll certainly be able to help you out. And please help us make this come together, that we can share this time and space with each other and try and make this as a vibrant way of building community across the Western region. So thank you very much, and it's been my pleasure to do this. Good night.